Hello there, welcome to Inkquiring Minds. My name is Doug and I'm back with another fountain pen review. That intro was appropriate because today we are indeed back in black. This is the new Pelikan M809 in black matte. When I showed you the new Pelikan M805 metal back in November, you can see that review by clicking right up there, I mentioned that many Pelikan fans were justifiably anxious about the 2023 sale of Pelikan to the French corporate group Hamelin, and what that might mean for the future of these beautiful fountain pens we love. I think Pelikan has answered back with a message that is loud and clear, at least to this Pelikan fan. Pelikan is alive and well and exploring new paths without losing touch with any of its heritage. Some Pelikan purists might disagree with me about this, but the best part of that is that we are having that heated discussion about two new additions to the M800 Souverain line released within a few weeks of each other. And this new M809 in Stealth Blackout Black is almost the polar opposite of the stunning new M805 metal. So let's take a look at this pen so black the light just falls into it right now. I'll show the parts and features of this pen, show some size comparisons and measurements, and then provide a writing sample. And then I'll discuss what I like and what I don't like about this fountain pen that's in this box. First, let's get the pen out of its box. Sarai.
Okay, it's all right.
And out of its sleeve, and do a little eye candy with this stealth pen. Isn't it gorgeous? So right off the bat, Inkquiring minds want to know how much heavier this Stealth M809 is compared to a regular M800 Souverain. Well, this inquiring mind wants to know anyway. According to the Pelikan website, the M800 and the M809 are exactly the same size and weight. However, my scale tells me that the M809 weighs 12.3 grams more than the M800, and I don't even need a scale to tell me that. I can tell the difference between these two pens. And I don't know what that discrepancy is about because Pelikan says the caps and barrels of these pens are made of the same kind of resin. But one thing I do know is that Pelikan is moving forward with their innovation and development of fountain pens, both in budget and school pens, and in the fine writing division with the Souverain line. Souverain models of fountain pens began in 1982 with the reintroduction of the redesigned version of the classic Pelikan M400. The M600 and M800 models appeared shortly after that in 1985 and 1987 respectively, and the huge M1000 model came in the early 1990s to compete with Montblanc's 149. And I purchased my Pelikan M800 in blue stripe about 4 years ago. I consider it the best pen in my collection, and I have a Delta DV 2.0 right here to show the quality of some of my prized pens. And I love my Pelikan M800 so much, I kept looking for something interesting to happen to the M800 line. But all of the cool new colors and finishes seem to be happening to the M200, which is too small for me with a steel nib, and the M600 level pens. And the only options for the M800 line were black, red, green, blue, and the gray and black Stresemann. So to have radically different M800 model options in the metal and the black matte offered within weeks of each other has been thrilling. Not all Pelikan lovers will be thrilled with these new models. But the fact is, Pelikan is making new pens right across the board. You may like them, you may not. But they're doing something other than closing their fountain pen production lines and stopping the Pelikan Hub worldwide meetups. That was the fear 3 years ago when Pelikan was bought by the French multinational corporation Hamelin. So far from mothballing fountain pens, Pelikan is expanding their offerings, and we should all celebrate that. So let's celebrate it by looking more closely at this very black Souverain M809. So if you like the look of gold, you won't be pleased. But overall, the pen is exactly the same size, shape, dimensions, and officially weight as the standard M800. I can actually feel the weight difference, so the Pelikan website must be in error. So from the top, we see the typical Pelikan crown finial with the Pelikan and a single chick, only it is PVD coated. PVD, or physical vapor deposition, is a high-tech vacuum coating process that deposits a thin, hard, and durable film of material like titanium nitrate onto a substrate, creating a strong decorative or functional finish that resists scratches, corrosion, and tarnishing commonly used on watches, tools, and hardware for enhanced wear resistance and aesthetics. And the clip is the classic Pelikan beak with that PVD coating on it. And the clip is very functional and springy, and with that little upturn at the end makes it very, very easy to slide into a pocket or onto a folder or a binder. The cap tapers up slightly to the double cap band, one small and one thick, which has Pelikan Souvenir Germany imprinted on it. There's a small step down to the barrel, which is in this classic matte resin. The barrel is straight to the blind cap, which has two narrow bands, and the black shiny resin blind cap, and the domed bottom finial. We unscrew the cap with one full turn, which reveals the standard barrel-shaped section with a small flare and a metal PVD coated ring towards the number 6 size 18 karat gold broad Pelikan nib and black plastic feed. The nib and feed are part of a nib unit that unscrews for maintenance or swapping. And there is a large ink window at the top of the barrel, which has a slightly bluish hue to it, which really sort of matches the overall dark stealth look of this pen. And there's the piston traveling up the barrel, and you can see those flatted sides of the piston mechanism, and you can use an appropriate wrench to unscrew that to remove the piston for maintenance if you so wish. And let's get a closer look at this nib. It's harder to see because it's completely blackout, but it has the typical Pelikan scroll work around that breather hole. It has the Pelikan and its chick in a circle, and it has the 18C-750 for the gold content and a B for broad. And inside the cap, you can see the cap seal that keeps the nib from drying out and the ink from evaporating. The cap posts deeply and securely, and I think this is one of the most brilliantly posting pens I've ever experienced. The Pilot E95S comes to mind in terms of capping ability, and the Parker 51 as well, as pens that are brilliant at posting. Unposted, the pen is plenty long enough to write with comfortably, and the balance of this pen is superb. I know I can write with my Pelikan M800 for hours without cramping. This pen is from Applebaum and retails for, hold on to your hat, folks.
Hold on to your hat. I'll be right back.
I'm holding on to it, darling.
$848.67 US. If you use the code FRIEND, that's F-R-I-E-N-D, at checkout on the Applebaum website, you'll get 10% off your purchase. If you've already purchased from Applebaum before, you can review your purchase on the website, and Yoast will send you a special one-time code and receive 15% off your purchase. However, Yoast has authorized me to sell this one to you for 20% off, so $679 US plus shipping. Just email me at inkquiringminds@gmail.com with your name and your address, and I'll send you a shipping quote and instructions on how to pay my PayPal. Your purchase will be from Applebaum, and you'll have both the Pelikan and the Applebaum warranties. Now let's look at some size comparisons. And here is the Pelikan Black Matte with a Pelikan M805 Stresemann, and this pen belongs to my friend Murray. And here is an Admock M800. This is a Chinese knockoff of the Pelikan M800 that's actually a very nice pen with a box steel nib for only $25. And the 1990s Pelikan M600 in green stripe, the 1985 Pelikan M200 that belonged to my friend Ron's dad, Dennis, and a Leonardo Momento Zero in Prunia. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. Pelikans post just beautifully. The M800 carries the number 8 size 18 karat gold nib. The M600 has a number 5 size 14 karat gold nib, two-toned. The M200 from 1985 has a gold-plated steel number 5 size nib, and the Leonardo has a gold-plated steel number 6 size nib. And let's just take a moment to appreciate the evolution of the Pelikan Souvenir line, from the M805 on the left here, which is a modern pen with the laser etched Pelikan and chick on the top finial, And then the M600 from the 1990s has a plastic top finial with the Pelikan and Chick silk screened in gold paint. And then from 1985 we have the Pelikan and One Chick engraved into the plastic finial and filled with gold paint. This top finial on this Pelikan was called the Derby Cap. And you see that the ink window on the Pelikans is not a modern invention. Now let's look at some measurements and I'll be back with a writing sample. We're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the Pelikan M809 black matte. And I'm not going to fill it because I want it to be as new as possible for the new owner of this pen. So I'm going to dip it in my Iroshizuku Takisume, which is one of my favorite black charcoal inks. So here we go. This is a Pelikan M809 black matte, and that's how they spell it. Let's check the wetness. It's nicely wet, and how perfectly smooth, thick, wet, with just the perfect hint of feedback. And let's check the line width here. I want to knock over my ink. That would be the vertical stroke, and check out some line variation. Yeah, there isn't a lot of line variation there, but that nib bounces very nicely. You might be able to see it if I close up here. Let's get out my MM pad from Dominant Industries, which I got from Gold Spot Pens. Thank you, Tom. And check out what that line width is. 0.6 on the horizontal, 0.8 on the vertical. And with a bit of a push, it goes out to 0.9. So the line width is 0.6 to 0.8 to 0.9 with a push, just like that. And let's do a quote. And for some reverse writing, it's much drier and much thinner, but it's actually smooth. And for some quick writing, that's not skipping right there, that's me being exuberant with this wonderful nib. Oh my goodness, it's fabulous. And that feed shows no signs of not being able to keep up. So what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? Well, what can I say? The Pelikan M800 model is the best fountain pen in the world for my taste, just my opinion. But this is still the best pen in my collection for a reason. It hasn't been surpassed, and I have some magnificent fountain pens. I'm not a big fan of the minimalist black stealth aesthetic. I know people in my pen club who are and would be gaga over this pen. For me, I'd go for the straight black M800 with the gold trim over this blackout look. I like to see that beautiful two-toned gold nib. But this pen is very sleek and very sexy and writes silky smooth with a big, thick, wet line. I've just dipped this right out of the box. It's the first time I've inked this pen up, and it's just marvelous. I like the feel of the matte barrel and the look of that slightly blue transparent ink window. As a pen, the M800 for me is one of the most beautiful, most superbly designed and engineered fountain pen in the world. Just bringing in the Streisand here, belongs to Murray. Your mileage may vary, but the Pelikan M800 Souverain and variants are at the top of the pile. For me, every time I reach for my M800, I know I'll appreciate my handwriting rather than be frustrated by it. This pen just helps me write better, and that's high praise indeed. I want to thank Joost Appelbaum for loaning me this exquisite fountain pen for review. And don't forget, you can purchase this very pen from me for $679 US plus shipping by contacting me at inkquiringminds@gmail.com with your name and your address, so I can give you a shipping quote and instructions for paying with PayPal. And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And you can join as a member of my channel for only 99 cents a month, and I guarantee I'll answer your comments in the comments section. You'll get cool emojis, badges, sneak peek unboxing videos, as well as early access to all of my videos the moment I upload them. And remember, basic members get 10% off, and $5 a month patron members get 20% off Resurrected Pen purchases. And that just leaves it for me to say, thank you. watching. And that's all she wrote.
I made this.